one of the most important doctrines of Christian belief, yes, is the resurrection and the ascension of Christ.
All right.
Yet it was taken away in 1952. But there was such an outcry by the Christian world as a whole that in 1971 they re-revised
From which text?
Luke 24:51. But there was such an outcry by Christian communities that in 1971 and between 71 and 73 they re-revised it and put it back in. Now the question is, was it there or was it not? I know God plays hide and seek, but this is getting to the point of being ridiculous.
I guess what you would need to do is you would need to talk to a Christian scholar who knows more about those issues.
My friend.
Because the problem with interpretation, as you know, is interpretation varies. And sometimes, yes, the word of God may say blah, 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 blah in ancient Aramaic or Greek, but the scholars of them days who were interpreting it might not understand it clearly, or sometimes
I agree.
So,
but look at it this way, my
put
friend.
up my hands. I don't know. But what you would need to do, because I admit that is a serious question. You would need to talk to someone who has the relevant understanding.
My friend,
of it.
you know the ones who do.
Yeah.
They will not last more than 5 minutes, because what they do is they start becoming accusative. They start, offending. I would never do that. If there's a discussion, for example, if you say, about the scholars, okay, if you take something out, you need to understand how it was originally, as you said, understood. Now, whichever way you look at it, the Bible itself is full of flaws. Now the Christian is at a situation, if I can just, it is full of flaws, believe you me.
Okay.
Take my word for it. I can stand here now and show you one by one. But
Christians would say the Quran is full of flaws. So
I accept, but no, I agree. That is why this is the amazing thing. You know, in 1 Thessalonians, it's a book in the Bible. Chapter 5, verse 21 says, prove all things and hold on to that which is good.
Okay.
What is even more important is 1 Corinthians 14:33. It says, God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. So now, he's not the author of confusion. So any teaching that claims to be from God that is found to be confusing, where is it from?
From the opposite side.
It can't be from God, can it?
No.
But it is of peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it says, doesn't it? Now, if it's telling you via 521, prove all things, obviously you would think that, wait a minute, if you want me to prove, you need a criteria.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, sadly, the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, does not lack. In fact, it lacks the criteria. Now, you see, contrast
What
this.
do you mean it lacks the criteria?
It doesn't give you how to prove it. It says prove.
Pray to God and God will tell you.
No, that's a subjective assessment.
No, but that is
Look, for example, what?
If I was like if I was Einstein, and you wanted to know and prove the theory of relativity, you wouldn't go to somebody else, because I know the absolute and absolute relativity because it's my thesis.
Right, okay.
Right? So if you want to know the absolute truth, you go to no human being, because we have limited knowledge. You go to him.
Okay, fine. Can I ask you a question on this analogy of Einstein?
Okay.
Did he try to work it out?
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Because he's human.
So he went through a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Now, can that be from God?
The ultimate
It can't,
thesis,
can it?
The ultimate thesis is.
No, in terms of errors, can it be from God?
What do you mean in terms of
Errors, you see, look, Einstein.
The errors were not from God.
No.
The ultimate thesis.
Einstein, when he came out with the theory of relativity, okay, he went through a lot of hard work. He read like other scientists' work before he came out with something. Okay, now he made a lot of mistakes in the process.
Yeah.
Is that fallibility of humans?
That's the fallibility
Right.
of humans.
Now, if I can just finish.
Still divine.
No, if I can just finish. Yeah. You see, in the book of Psalms, yes, Psalm 18, verse 29 and 30, it says there, God is perfect, and the word of God is flawless. What does that mean?
It's without flaws.
What does without flaws mean? No errors.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
We just found one in Matthew 17:21. Is it from God?
As I said, you see, you are playing with someone who does not have sufficient knowledge.
I am not.
You need
I
to
agree.
talk with someone
Actually, I'll tell you
who has
what.
a deeper in depth of it, and therefore
I did.
he will explain why.
I did. You know what they said?
What?
The problem is you don't have faith. And they also said what...
Well, you obviously
my
talked to
friend,
the wrong person,
unfortunately, believe you me, I have been trying. I mean, I've come here to ask questions and to be asked questions. However, it is only ultimately right and the proper thing to do that if you are working on the basis of a belief, you must be able to support it.
Yeah.
And once we have finished that, by all means ask me what you want, okay?
Yeah.
But it is unfair to crisscross because it loses the thread of the discussion. Now, finally, look at this one. I have asked this to the Christians. You know, Jesus Christ, they believe him to be the Trinity, okay? Now, this verse was to be found in what is known as the first letter of John, chapter 5, verse 7. Yes? It's commonly known as 1 John 5:7. Okay. There are three that bear witness in heaven. Okay. Yeah? Father, Word, and Spirit. That is not to be found anymore.
Okay.
It's been changed.
What's it been changed to?
Father, Spirit, blood, water. Now, the question arises, wait a minute. Is there a word in Hebrew, Aramaic, or Greek which has son and blood or son and water is the same thing?
Yeah. Okay.
There isn't.
But is there a relative meaning?
There isn't. I checked it.
There isn't a relative.
There isn't. There was a complete wholesale removal. Why? Because in the most original manuscripts extant on record, they don't have it. Now, contrast that. The Quran says in Surah 4, verse 82.
Can I say something?
Of course you can.
Okay. Granted. The problem here is the fallibility of the translators and the original text. What sometimes happens, and all human beings are guilty of this, is they translate, and when they see something they don't like, or something they feel should be in there, they add it in. It does not mean that the rest of it is false. It just means those bits that have been put in deliberately is false.
True.
So if there's 20% errors in the Bible, does not necessarily mean the other 80% is false. It just means that man has stupidly...
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
What the brother said in that verse in the book was written, it is contained of blood and water and the spirit, right? It means this is a human being. Human being, because Jesus was human being, he was created from blood and water, as we are, as a human being. So therefore there's contradiction of the term of the Father. Is the Father also created from blood and water? The same as the,
Jesus was created. My understanding is Jesus was created of blood and water because he came in human form, but he was half God and half man. So his blood and water aspect is the manly aspect, and his spirit and his attribute towards perfection is the God aspect.
It cannot be. You know why? I'll tell you. God,
my salvation and my security.
God cannot be like us.
I just want to say hi to my... Sorry.
God cannot be like us.
Yes, okay.
Right?
That is my salvation.
God is the creator.
But God can do anything, yes?
Please.
We have power of God.
We,
Yes, all human beings, all creation.
do we have power?
How are we alive?
In the name of my God.
What do you mean? Through birth and children and...
But what was it? Was it the Spirit of God? What was it?
Yes, there is the spirit of...
Okay.
But there's a difference. You see? That's the problem.
No, I'll tell you what, if I can simplify it. Yeah?
Hold it. I see
Okay,
the
no
problem.
problem.
Right.
Can we just move down?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, okay.
As a Muslim,
Yeah.
would you accept that there is a Holy Spirit and a Holy Ghost?
Even when his disciples...
What kind?
Okay. So I've seen the problem here, right?
There isn't one.
For Christians, yeah, we believe in the Trinity.
Did you say we? Are you a Christian?
I'm not a Christian.
Well, why are you saying we?
But I'm here representing Christians.
Okay, fine, go on,
My
go ahead.
Christian understanding.
Go ahead, yeah,
Okay?
sure, by all means.
Right. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Right.
God, this guy's giving me a headache.
Don't